Hey everyone. I'm here at Cocoa Beach today, kind of for the end of a birthday celebration for my wife. So tonight we're going on a kayak tour, bioluminescence, which sounds actually really, really cool. Kind of looking forward to this. Been kind of quiet, and the truth is I haven't really known how to say what I want to say. Because it seems like when I was looking back at my previous videos, I've been doing a lot of, I don't want to say whining, but a lot of fussing, a lot of calling out, and I'm not sure that's what I wanted the tone of this to be. And I haven't really figured out how to say what I want to say concerning all this time with Black Lives Matter and the protests, the riots, just a lot of the conversation, a lot of the hatefulness that's been coming out recently, you know. And what it reminded me of is I wanted to I realized that what I wanted to say was something I had said a few years ago when Black Lives Matter first started. If you remember, it started with in St. Louis, and that white officer killed that black kid, and it came out that this was a case of a white cop killing a black kid unjustifiably. And then after the investigation, it was justified, but the dialogue never changed. Now, what I want to say is, are black people unfairly targeted? Absolutely. There are times when my friends have been stopped for doing nothing other than just being black. So I get it. I understand what's being said. But the question was asked when there was so much animosity towards cops, when there was so much hatred towards cops, when people are killing cops. Someone had asked me a question. What do we do with this? Because, as a black friend of mine told me, cops are kind of unfair. In his particular instance, it was they did not come into his neighborhood unless there was a problem. They didn't patrol there. They just reacted to issues. And I also know that happens too. So, what I wanted to remind you of today was kind of what I said before. And what I had said then to my friend who had asked me this is, he was, you know, he is a black man. And I said it is sad when we are judged unfairly. You know, we are judged just because we're black. Or we're judged because we have dreadlocks. Or we're judged because we're homeless. Or we're judged because we're fat. Or we're judged because we don't have a job. Or we're judged because the clothes we wear aren't the best, and dirty, and thrift store giveaways. Or we're judged because we're Jewish. Or now we're judged because we're a protester. Or we're judged because of the job we don't have. Or we're judged because of the job we do have. Or we're judged because of the uniform we wear. You know, someone asked me, but cops become cops, told me, because they like to control people and they want to be in power. And I said, you know, maybe there are people that happens with. Pretty sure that happens. Because there are bad people everywhere. I mean, I'm a pastor. They're bad pastors. Bad teachers, you know. They're bad homeless people. They're bad people of color. They're bad cops. But as I said, I don't want to, nobody likes to be judged just based on a skin color or a job or a uniform they wear. You know, I said, maybe these people became cops because at one point in their life, someone they knew needed help, or maybe they needed help. And a cop was there and gave them that help they needed, and they decided, it's like, you know what, I want to do that too. That's why I went into lab work. That's why I became a pastor. Well, became a pastor because God called me, but that's why I followed that calling. So maybe that outlook is different. Maybe we shouldn't judge people by the job they have or don't have. Maybe we shouldn't judge people by where they live or where they don't live, or how they look, or the uniform they wear. Maybe Martin Luther King Jr. was right when he said, don't judge me by the color of my skin. Judge me by the content of my character. And maybe a lot of us have forgotten that. And maybe it just takes a minute to just talk and remember. You know, let me finish. Thursday, 2 days ago, we do some support for the police because they need it now. And I was talking to a friend, and this police sergeant said he went to protests, and this was in our county, Pinellas County. And he asked the protesters, I don't know if they were arrested, I'm not sure what their status was, but he talked to them and he said, why are you out here? And it's like, what are you protesting? What's, you know, what do you hope, why are you out here? What do you want? And the answer he got was, I don't know. My friend over there brought me. Maybe sometimes if we just ask, it'll take that judgment out of the equation, and we can see the content of their character. That's the message I gave after the cops in Texas got killed, which came out of this big push and hatred towards police. And maybe today, that's what we need again, is to just meet these people, whoever they are, one-on-one, and see them as that person. So, that's my message for today. I don't need to quote Bible. It's all through the Bible, where Jesus sees our value as an individual, not based on anything else. So let's be like Jesus, and let's look at these people as individuals. And let's hopefully have these people see us. And maybe all this hatred and violence and fighting and fussing and injustice and all that we can get over. Wednesday, I'm going to address the other side of this, because now it can be like, hey, Pastor Chris, I get what you're saying. Okay, we shouldn't judge each other on nothing other than who they are. Let us see the person they are. But aren't there times we should judge somebody? I mean, this cop that killed George Floyd, he's guilty and he's bad. Shouldn't we judge him? Check back Wednesday. I will quote the Bible then, and I'll have an answer for you. Might surprise you. All right. FL Compass Church. Follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And be sure to keep up with all the latest developments, updates on www.flcompasschurch.org. Have a great weekend. See you Wednesday.